If you like to spend time outdoors, you know how hard it can be to stay warm and dry, or keep you cool. You also know that it's critical to have the right gear and clothing, and that stuff's pretty complex and expensive too. You need stuff that works great for you, and you don't want to waste your time or your money on equipment that really doesn't suit your needs. And when you do get something new, you want to make sure you know how to get the most out of it. And if you get a pack and skip a few straps or skip a few steps pitching your new tent, use the wrong pad for your sleeping bag, or confuse some concepts on breathability and layering, all those things can turn an otherwise great piece of gear into a disappointment. That's why I'm here. I've written and photo illustrated a new book. It's called Conversational Guide to Backcountry Equipment, and I'd like to put it in your hands. As a professional outfitter, I've helped thousands of people make sense of their needs and figure out the best ways to meet them. Along the way, it's been obvious that instruction manuals don't always have much instruction, and that common sense seeming things, they aren't always what they seem. Even with all the books and digital media available, people still want and need a great resource that actually helps them understand how to choose and use backcountry equipment and apparel. They need someone to cut through the irrelevant stuff and get to the nitty-gritty nuances, the interesting, the practical, the useful, and even the kinesthetic ways we use our gear. This book is the most thorough, practical, and accessible guide in the genre. It answers the questions no one else seems to answer, and it gives word to the questions that others don't seem to ask. It'll explain all those complex little details that can make a really big difference, and get into some of this sort of esoteric but always present factors, as well as how to actually use your body to maximize the performance of your gear in a tangible way that you can put to use immediately. Now, this isn't a catalog, and it's not a guide to specific products. In fact, I avoid mentioning specific models throughout the book because my goal here is to help you evaluate and use whatever you might encounter. Each chapter follows a similar format, open with a bit of perspective, some grounding. What is shelter, for example? What is its purpose? And how does it actually work? From there, we'll get into subcategories, generally based on a relevant structural difference, and give you the tools to prioritize your own needs and your budget. I think you'll come away from these pages having learned a lot more than you expected, and really appreciating all the level of detail we go through. We'll talk about backpacks, certainly. Also stoves and fuel, cookware and water treatment, and how all of those things work together. Sleeping bags and pads, outerwear and apparel, footwear and accessories. You'll learn substantially about it all. Newbie or old pro, you'll come away from this with tools that will make your escapes easier and more comfortable, and you'll be a little better equipped physically and mentally for your outdoor adventures. But to get my support, I need a little bit of yours.